What's up, Fight Fam? As many of you already know, Drake is one of the biggest celebs out there. Not only in the US, but his popularity and fame have also achieved astronomical milestones throughout the globe. The reason for his immense success is his music. Fair enough to say he's a tremendous musician. However, his betting game is something that is not to be envied at all. Not to sound rude, but Drake should be banned from betting on fighters. If it is not making sense to you, don't worry. Allow me to elaborate. Drake has a knack for betting on MMA fighters. This is not something bound by any sport, since he regularly bets on other sports. Whoever he bets on, or whichever team he supports, usually ends up losing. While this doesn't happen every time, it has taken place enough times to cross out the mere coincidence angle. It is much more than that. Call me suspicious or what. Whenever Drake bets on the man I'm picking up to win, I just start praying to God, hoping my prayers have enough superpowers to avert this monstrosity of a danger. Recently, the rapper almost gave football fans a heart attack. I was one of them when he bet on Lionel Messi led Argentina to win the FIFA World Cup. However, the GOAT successfully defended his team and billions of hopes against this assault and saved the day. While I can talk about this all day, let me show you some of the biggest MMA fighters who fell victim to the Drake curse. But before we do, you know the drill. Hit that like and subscribe button and turn on notifications to keep up with our content. If you want more videos like this, punch those buttons. Now grab your wands and potions as we dive into Drake's curse casted on the MMA. Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal. Guess who Drake bet on? If your answer is Masvidal, you're dead right. While Colby was the favorite from the beginning, Gamebred had some serious chances of winning. Don't forget, he was one of the best strikers in the division while he was active. Nevertheless, the fans heartbreakingly saw Masvidal getting 50-44'd by Covington. Mad respect, Chaos. He went in there and did what he was supposed to do. But who knows? Drake betting on his opponent might have also done wonders. The Champagne Papi bet a whopping six-figure $275,000 on Masvidal and ended up losing every cent of it. However, one man's loss is another man's gain. Colby gained a victory and good trash talk material against the Canadian rapper. He gleefully remarked, "Let's talk about how much Drake lost tonight. Drake, you suck." Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal. Now this is amusing. Sometimes it feels like Gamebred didn't lose his back-to-back fights because his opponents were better than him, but because the Drake curse was activated. Dorino secured a comfortable unanimous decision victory and retired his nemesis. Once again, Drake dared to bet $500K on the King of Miami. Again, more power to Gilbert. But it's hard to see what led to Masvidal's loss, Gilbert's insane performance or the Drake curse. Say what you want to say, but this bet concluded Jorge's career. Charles Oliveira versus Justin Gaethje. I can proudly announce that I was supporting Oliveira in this fight. While I love Gaethje and all his fights are bangers, he needs to make sure that Drake doesn't put money on him. Everyone knows lightweights fear going to the ground with the Bronx. However, the man's got underrated striking too, and that's what he did. The Brazilian hurt Gaethje on his feet and then wasted no time in constricting him in a rear naked choke. 3.5 minutes were all that Oliveira needed to secure that scintillating W. While the Bronx displayed incredible skill level in that fight, I'm pretty sure having money put by Drake on Gaethje must have certainly helped. Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards 2. Yeah, he bet on Kamaru. I guess now it makes sense. Now this is just a joke. Leon Edwards deserves every ounce of respect for KOing Usman for the belt and pulling this bout out of the fire. He did extremely great in the first round, and despite falling short of points as the fight progressed, he landed a picture-perfect head kick to knock Usman off his feet and seal the fight in his favor. He made great observations throughout the fight and waited for the right opportunity like a true predator. Finally, when the time was right, he secured that head kick KO flawlessly. I have rarely seen anything as flawless as that head kick. With that being said, Drake might have a role to play in this. After all, he bet a great deal of money on Usman. Who knows? Drake's bets might have superpowers capable of aligning the stars in a certain way. Many people must have lost their life savings in that fight. Now, who's to blame for that? Edwards or Drake? I leave that up to you guys to decide. Alex Pereira versus Israel Adesanya 1 or 3. Call it their first meeting of the trilogy. Alex Pereira managed to score a scintillating TKO over his longtime nemesis in the 5th round. This also made him the UFC middleweight champion. However, that's not the highlight. Izzy had almost TKO'd Poatan in the 1st round, but the bell saved him. The damn bell. 3 more seconds in the 1st round, and who knows what could have happened. Well-timed shots by Adesanya left Pereira wobbly on his feet. However, the Brazilian recovered and came back only to fall behind Adesanya on points. That was until the last round, when Pereira's barrage of calf kicks throughout the bout seemed to do their trick. As Izzy lost his balance, Poatan pounced on the opportunity and finished him. As suspicious as it may sound, Drake had also bet shitloads of money on Adesanya. He made a 7-figure bet on the last stylebender. Yes, you got right, 7-figure bet. He bet a whopping $2 million on Izzy. He was winning the fight. He was super close to TKOing his longtime nemesis. Unfortunately, in the end, he fell short. Now, who's to blame? I don't know, but when I heard that Drake had made a bet on Izzy, who I was supporting, my disappointment became immeasurable and my day got ruined. Conor versus Khabib. How can you even forget this one? I don't have words to explain the magnitude and impact of this fight. It can't be explained in words. I won't be wasting your time making any futile attempts to explain how big that fight was. But there was one peculiar thing about this fight. Drake was supporting McGregor. He was even seen by McGregor's side, sporting the Irish flag during the weigh-ins, while Khabib was the epitome of Dagestani wrestling, who nobody ever had to answer to, and an undefeated 26-0. This fact was the nail in the coffin for the Notorious. Unsurprisingly enough, the Irishman got absolutely demolished by Nurmagomedov during their fight, which ended via 4th-round neck crank submission. Many valiant fighters also managed to break the mighty Drake curse. They deserve every ounce of respect. Let's have a look at those brave hearts. Israel Adesanya. While he fell victim for the first time, you can't put this man down for very long. In his quadrilogy against Pereira, his biggest enemy was another one of Drake's bets. However, this time, the last stylebender did not only bend the curse, but he also flatlined his longtime nemesis and got his sweet revenge. Jon Jones. Well, what else do you expect from the GOAT? How can you even think that a mere curse would be able to harm the man, the myth, the legend, Jon Jones? In Bones' fight against Cyril Gane, Drake made a fat bet on Jon, and Jon delivered. The usual thing, nothing out of the ordinary. Besides these two, Paddy Pimblett and Molly McCann have also achieved this rare feat, so kudos to them. So, fight fans, what do you think of the Drake curse? What would you do if you found out that Drake was betting on your favorite fighter? Do let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Go ahead, smash those buttons. Don't let fear hold you back. No one can win with fear. So prove you're fearless and take that next step and watch the content keep rolling in. But hey, you could also pass and risk the Drake curse coming for you. Until next time, peace.